Hey, my name is Joe. Welcome to the channel. I have no followers. I have no YouTube experience. Welcome to the show. Like, subscribe, follow, do all the things that people tell you to do. I'll never post again. But what I did today is something I've never done before. I have 4 guitars. And I thought, what do they all sound like? How do they differ? How are they the same? So I thought it'd be a nice little experiment to do here today. What do they all sound like playing the same metal riff? And in the future, I might do more. But I'm going to start with this. This is a song by the band Lamb of God called Laid to Rest. And I recorded it 4 different ways on 4 different guitars. First, on my Gibson Les Paul. Second, on my brand new bright blue Jackson Dinky. It's very cheap. It's kind of what started this whole thing. I want to know what it really sounded like on cheap guitar compared to an expensive guitar. Then, I wanted to hear what it sounded like on my made-for-metal guitars. We've got an ESP LTD MH-1000. Top of the line for the LTD models. It's made for metal, Seymour Duncan pickups. The last one is on a made for metal PRS Mark Holcomb edition, 6-string. Everything is in tune, drop D, except for that. It's got heavier strings, everything, so that's in drop C. I'm interested to see what all these sounded like. So what I did, I recorded them using a drum track from the Chris Adler. Let's see how it sounds. So as you can see, a little bit of a difference. The ear, it may not be as obvious, but really holding the instrument, you really get a feel for the difference between the different guitars, the different sounds they produce, the different ways to get the sound out of the pickups. On some of the guitars, the pinch harmonics come in here. On some of them, it's a little further up towards the pickup. Some of them, it's a little further back. And it all just depends where the sweet spot is on the guitar, what the guitar has to offer. From a production standpoint, this is the nicest guitar. But does that mean that this produced the nicest sound from all of these? I would argue no. I would argue it was a top 2. We only have 4, so top 2. But would I argue that it's the number 1? I would still say no. The ESP LTD MH-1000, it's built for metal. It's got Seymour Duncan pickups. Those things are built to just bring the sound out and the aggression. And I really felt it when I was playing on that. I was playing on this, it felt like I was playing the wrong genre on a nice Gibson Les Paul. But did that stop me from playing it? No. The Jackson, it's cool, it's flashy, it's fresh, it's new, and it's cheap. No offense to Jackson, I didn't spend a lot of money on it, and it shows. That doesn't stop it from being a great beginner guitar. If I was to talk to somebody who's beginning the guitar and wanted to get into rock or metal, that's the guitar that I would give them. Then the PRS, great guitar. I've used it on stage plenty of times. I just don't personally feel that it brought the heat on this song. That's not to say there aren't songs that it's meant for and built for, but this wasn't necessarily it. It's definitely good for the low range, like drop C, drop B, drop A, drop Z kind of shit. That's not what I got out of this guitar. I honestly will say that I've gone way too long between changing strings, and that came out in there as well. I feel like you couldn't get the bright pinch harmonics. You could on the other guitars, and the other guitars were giving me a lot more out of it with some more live strings. It really goes to show you, changing the strings every 3 months or so, you know, they're right. You should. Anyways, I appreciate you tuning in today, and do a little bit more of this in the future. Maybe I'll splice them all together so you can kind of hear like a A, B, A, C, A, D, kind of bounce around between them all so that you really get like a side-by-side, because I know that the way that I put this together, you're not getting that real good, just like apples to apples sound. You kind of get an apple thrown at you, and then another apple thrown at you, and they're like, what kind of apple was the last apple? Shit, I didn't pay attention. Was it a Fiji? I don't know. Anyways, thanks for visiting my channel today. There's probably going to be no more. Rock out.